What's going on, geeks? How's it going? Me and Mike decided we was going to do a live stream. We have been behind the eight ball, traveling uh, all January. We we got out during the week and did a little. Got out yesterday, did a little fishing, a lot of filming mainly, just trying to figure out what's going on with the bass in one of our local lakes. And we just decided we weren't going to be able to press to get a video done because we're behind where we've done so much traveling to all the shows. And we just figured it'd be best for us to skip one. But it gives us good reason to come in. Never done a live this early. So, we figured we'd jump in about 6 o'clock and see kind of how that works out. A little bit early, figured we'd jump in. That'd give us a little bit of time. We'd go for an hour, 2 hours. But we want to say hey to everybody that's already in here. So, we got 18. What's going on, Mike? What's going on, Scott? Good evening to you. Flounder, what's up? Saber, brother, how's it going? Hope you're feeling better.
We've been sick too, Saber, since the show.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're better now, but that was a little rough. John Leap, what's going on? Mr. Roten down there. Mr. Lee, how's it going, sir? 413 Kayaking, how's it going? Brian, bite has gotten better this week for me. Yep. First live for me. Well, how's it going, man? Happy to have you in. We don't get to do them on the regular, you guys know that, evening times where I'm still working a swing shift. Most time when I have evenings, that's when the wife's free. That's when, everybody's out there. Appreciate the heart. I don't know who gave that to me, but
Saber said I must have gave it to him. You gave it to me, Saber, you dirty dog.
Yeah, Saber, you probably brought it with you.
I remember when you coughed on it.
What's going on, Mike? What is that? Chatterbait videos this year? Yeah, we did one last year. I mean, we'll see. It just depends on what the fish are biting. They get to biting a little bit this time of year, as we get into spring. Not a lot of grass where I'm at, so a chatterbait is okay. Spinnerbaits generally do a little bit better. Glad you're feeling better. Let's see. Where's the one I was going to click on? Yeah, the bite has gotten better. It was a little cloudy the other day, yesterday when we were out, and I think that kind of hurt it. Water's cleared up on Watauga. I want to come down to Watauga. I didn't know how that lake was looking right now, but that's definitely a lake that we want to go fish. What's going on? First live, glad to have you. Tucson. What's the temperature out there?
87.
Probably. Walker, what's up, man? Thank you. We try to throw in the winter stuff. We like to do a lot of winter fishing. Curtis. Hey, Curtis. By the way, I don't know if there's some sort of error, but when I try, are you getting the replies? Because when I try to reply to you in the comment section, it airs out for me. So I don't know if it's actually sending them. I don't know what's going on there. So Curtis, or Chris, I'll call you by your first name. If you're not getting the replies, let me know, because something is weird going on with your account, sir. Thank you, man. I know some of you guys get a little bored with those for the show, but that's kind of my way of giving back. to really for you guys. You know, I'm there to find some cool baits and some cool companies, but overall, I want to get you geeks on the show. That's more important to me. You guys support me. It's your channel. Like I always say, I'm a big dumb redneck from, you know, the western part of Virginia, southwestern part of Virginia, who just likes to talk about fishing a whole lot. So, you know, for me, you know, there ain't nothing special about me. Anybody can go out and grab some GoPros and go talk about fishing. By the way, speaking of GoPros, and got Mike, the guy who's been editing for me, if you all don't know, and who's been helping with camera work and stuff, doing most of it, and just basically the world's greatest assistant overall.
Hey, the world's greatest assistant.
World's greatest assistant. He makes life a lot easier on me. We couldn't be pushing out the amount of content that we're pushing out without this guy right here, who, by the way, despises to be on camera. So I tricked him.
I hate it.
I tricked him to be here tonight.
Beer and wings later is all I got to say.
That's right. Let's see. Mr. Tooley, and y'all forgive me if I mispronounce names. You know, again, I'm a hillbilly. I barely speak English. Good evening, brother. Just got a good idea for a video for you. Why is the lure cheap or expensive? Talk about the hook, split rings, materials. I mean, you kind of covered it right there, Saber. Be honest with you. You know, where it's made, how it's made. We still have solid water up here in Michigan. Wow. Hopefully we'll be getting next month. Yeah. You know, that's the weird thing, you know, not to dive into the whole YouTube thing, but me and Mike were talking about this earlier, you know, starting in March. So here's what I want you guys to give me, because this will really show. So April starts spawn in my neck of the woods. Tell me what's happening in your waters in April, because some of you in the extreme regions of the north, you know, still have frozen lakes. Some of you in the extreme regions of the south are into post-spawn and maybe even, you know, summer patterns. So tell me where you're at, what April is. Not February, not March. Tell me what April, what kind of bites are going on there for you. Let's see. Mike, I appreciate you, brother. So well, see, you're iced in up there. Good deal, Curtis. I'm glad, because it does not show up on my end. Like, I don't know what's going on. I've gone in and looked to see, because, you know, we get those stupid porn bots in every stupid video that we post. So I try to go in and block those. And I didn't know if maybe I accidentally, you know, so if something happens, you know, sometimes I'm just going through the motions, block, report, to try and get rid of that crap off the channel. If something happens and all of a sudden you can't get to my channel, make sure you reach out to me via email or something else, because I didn't mean to block anybody other than the fake porn bots that seem to be in, you know, in everybody's YouTube channel now. Michael Stout, sir. Boy, do we got a funny story about that we can share together. Michael won, and he's an awesome angler, runs a tournament series on a lake around here. And he won the BassGeek giveaway. Well, I messed up, and when I sent him the box, I also ordered me some stuff and forgot to change the address to send him. And Michael was good enough to reach out and tell me about it and bring me my gear. So Michael is an absolute stand-up, good human being, and we appreciate him. We appreciate him watching and spending so much time on the channel too. Local guy, and you know, that's something that I really cherish is, you know, local support, because I love my community. I love the people in my area. I'm very proud of where I'm from and the people around here. What's going on, Five Gill? Evening to you.
Thank you, by the way. Gone fishing with Diaz.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
lot of hard work, man. I didn't think it was that much.
It's a lot of hours.
Me and him did a lot of stuff in high school with TV productions, but I always filmed all the time. I didn't do no editing. And I've just come along since last season, and I'm still learning a lot. But thank you, I appreciate it. I do put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, he does.
I'm
But
still
again,
I'm still trying to get better. So
yeah, and we wouldn't be, where we're at and pushing the, thinking about doing this full time. There's no way that I could do it without him, because I just don't have time to push out that much content. And the goal, like we're both super excited about this year. We really think it's going to be good. We've already, we're both tired of the cold weather, so we're looking forward to the spring. Last year we didn't push out a whole lot of fishing content early in the year, February, March, because we were kind of doing some recon for future tournaments on some other lakes. So, we don't always want to share that. We're not pros. We're out there, just trying to learn and get better, and we don't want to give away anything we found to other people right away before we get to use it ourselves. So
compared to last year, we're getting some rain.
Yeah.
Plenty of snow. Hopefully, there's no drought, and it'll be like the season before.
Yeah, the season before was pretty
we were in
incredible.
A huge major drought plus all the storms.
Yeah. Now we didn't get to the only thing about that season is we didn't really, because we were traveling so much, we didn't really get to do a whole lot in the spring because we were, Classic, Red Crest.
Yeah, there was a lot more shows last year.
Yeah, we've kind of decided.
I think we're done with the show.
We are. We're
as of right now.
Yeah. Now we'll say this: anybody that's in or around, where's Center College? It's in Kentucky. What town is that in?
That's near.
Let me look that up on the map. Forgive me.
Danville, Kentucky.
Is that what that is?
That's what it says right here.
Yeah.
Danville.
Around West Danville, so Danville, Kentucky. So if you're close to Danville, Kentucky, I think it's let me look on the calendar here. I don't want to tell you the wrong, but you can look it up on their site. It is Tuesday the 25th. We're going to be down there or up there from where we're at. We're going to be up there doing a seminar on late summer or midsummer topwater fishing. So calling those bass up, how we like to do it. So we would love to have you come out, check it out, Center College. I'll put a link in the description here in a few minutes. We'll kind of remind everybody. Let's see. What's going on, Yak? How are you? Post spawn here. Now you're down in Florida. Tell us where you're at too, by the way. Pretty cold first trip out in the kayak this year, April 16th, 36 degrees. Or hot jigs in April up here. So see, you guys are still kind of pre-spawn. All holiday. About an hour and a half from us. So yeah, about the same. I fish ponds, so I'm usually ahead of the lakes and river guys. That's true. Those waters warm up faster, especially if they're a little bit dirtier. Spawn was late May and early June. Shoo.
Yeah.
You're not too far behind us. May is when we really get into that sort of offshore. The big ones start to move out there. West Virginia, same here, flounder. Hello, West Virginia. Well, Chris, you can't see it on your side. Like I guess, I'll comment, but it doesn't show on my side. So I don't know. It's weird. Hi, Mike. Appreciate you. Your channel just got here for the video late. Little fuzzy, or is it on my end? We might be a little fuzzy. I don't know what this camera is set for. Of course, you know what? It's probably got some finger grease on it too, to be honest with you.
Just to make it clear, not my channel. I just video and I edit. It's BassGeek.
It's our channel. Here, I'm gonna look and see if maybe I can adjust the image any. Maybe make it a little bit better. Yeah, no, it's about as good as it's gonna get. Let's see. What's going on, Robbie? When is the Watsons? I was worried I already missed it. It depends on what I'm working. And I think, unfortunately, I'm working day shift. What's going on? Don't know yet. Mike, appreciate the videos. A lot of good ideas watching you. Yeah, and that's the thing. Picked up a lot of good, swim baits. And that's the thing. Look, guys, things are going to work differently on your water than it is ours, because it's going to be maybe dirtier or clearer or shallower or deeper. What's going on, Brian? Trevor, man, what's going on? Hope you're doing good. Let's see. Danville. Speaking of Yak Person, about only an hour from Danville. Come out, man. They're doing a good series of, I think it's every Tuesday. I think we're either the last or the second to last, like I said, the 25th. What's going on, Jim B? Sitting next to Dale Hall. J Ball, Dale Hall is probably one of my favorite lakes. We were hoping
we've had 3 trips planned to go there, but everything.
We were hoping that we were going to actually go to Dale Hall for 2 days, then go do the Center College seminar. But we're just trying to get ahead because look, I got to do some fishing. It just depends, Eric, on how bad the clear coat is. If it's able to be just lightly wet sanded, and there's a lot of good videos out there on that, and then you have to keep it sealed after you do that because it'll open up pores. And if you don't keep it sealed, some good sort of wax on it, it'll get worse. So is watching with me. Hey, what's going on, man? I've got a great, and I've got to hang it. I've got so much stuff since the truck hit the house that time that we need to hang back up. I just haven't got to it yet. Camera's focusing on the 50 back there. I don't know. I don't know what to do to get that to fix it. It's kind of a, that's really, maybe that helps. I don't know. Here, wait. Maybe I think I can adjust the focus on this. Auto exposure, white balance. Where is the focus at on this? Maybe you can't. It's only on 720. I don't know if I can run because we're running through StreamYard, and I don't have the full, as you can see, presented by StreamYard. So that's probably why it's fuzzy, is because I'm not paying for it. We just don't do enough live streams. Now, that is something that we do plan on doing. I am going to buy oh man, what is it, Mike? I just went Starlink. So we're gonna try and do some on the water stuff. You know, some of these highlands reservoirs, man, we get on some such great bites, you know, topwater bites, and we can kind of show you guys, you know, what we're doing and where we're at.
But we have to drive without Starlink 30 miles back toward the highway just to get cell phone service.
Yeah.
We're so far up in the mountains.
So you know what we hear when we're up there, don't you? Ding 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 ding. Yeah. Water temp rose, wow, 48 last night. That's pretty good. What was it?
Well,
down the lake.
Early in the morning, it was like 43, 46, but at the end of the day, it got up to 46.
Yeah.
Like
well, it was 46 down the lake, which is odd in the clear water. And then up the lake, it was like what, 44, 43?
Yeah, it was colder. It was
in the dirtier
water.
Opposite. Oh, Watson started today. Well, I will not make it then. I am on day shifts all this week. So tell Aaron and I'm sorry. Tell them I'm on day shifts. I very much apologize. Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma. Bass have been deep. Big alewife schools. Yeah, that's what it is on. That's why I like that lake. But I'm telling you, they don't get as deep as they get on South Holston right now. South Holston, they were actually up, and we were seeing them on average in like 45, 50 feet. So
compared to 85.
Compared to 80 and 85, yeah. Looks good now? Okay. I mean, I know me and him ain't looking good, but
Speak for yourself.
Hey now. We're just making it. Just wondered if you got a chance. Lord of God. Wonder if you got a chance to fish with the No, not yet. We haven't even. As a matter of fact, here's all the stuff from the shows that we have not organized and put up yet. So, but yeah, I've got plans for those. Those will come into play, I think, a little more in the summer for us, maybe a little bit in the spring. On the water live stream, yeah. I've wanted to do it, and we've tried to do it. You know, even South Holston has such spotty service. If you go into the wrong hauler, it's crap.
Down by the dam, you can get good, but
yeah, you got to be out on main
down there to hit.
Yeah, you got to be on main lake.
Everything good's further away from her.
Yep. 47.7 was deep by Horse Creek. Yeah, that's. Yeah, Horse Creek. I know exactly where that is. I went down there and did not do any good. I ended up staying up the lake the last time I was there. Laurel Lake Tuesday, it was 44 to 45. What's going on, Dennis? And Bad Bass Outdoors. You should be doing. Listen, Dennis. Just say it's slow. That ain't your boss, is it? So anyway, we wanted to talk a little bit about the shows. For you guys that don't know, we're going to rotate shows. Somebody, Brian Lee, actually asked me earlier in an email if we were going to do iCast. And so the plan is to do iCast. We'll kind of see how that goes, because the ultimate goal this year is to go full-time on YouTube. To do that, we've got to have a little nest egg. We've got to have a little money saved up. So that means that's why we're not going to fish any tournaments right now. Because, look, anybody that fishes tournaments, unless you're one of those 1%ers anywhere, knows that tournaments is a net loss.
You're just donating money to somebody else.
I mean, most of the time, even if you cash a good check, you're basically still losing money. You're breaking even on the local stuff. So versatile bills, vinyls. Well, you ought to just sign up and ride down with us. You know, you got a YouTube video, you can sign up as media. That's how we go. I mean, I pay for my own ticket. That way I'm not beholden to some company. You know, I can go in and talk to a lot of other people and get to meet other people and just kind of run the show as I want to run. And you know, which I enjoy doing. But we went to Richmond. We want to say thanks to everybody that's seen us, you know, that I got to meet down in Raleigh. We will say thanks to all the people we got to meet in Richmond. That was our first time in Richmond. Got to meet SB Fishing up there, who told us he was a fan of the channel. Of course, I've been a fan of his channel for a long time. You know, if you, by the way, for all you guys and gals that don't know, I do co-host a podcast. You can subscribe to it on the YouTube channel, or you can go, you know, if you listen to podcasts, pretty much anywhere you want to listen to, and that's Brian, the Basscast Radio. So we talk to a lot of, you know, pros. We've talked to Greg Hackney. We've talked to KVD. We talked to a lot of the tournament winners. And as far as all that stuff getting kicked off, you know, we'll start talking to a lot of those guys. You know, as far as this year for us, man, how many of you guys are excited? You feel like it's going to be a good year this year? Are you excited? Tell me this. Let's run through the gauntlet. Okay, what technique? So in the comments right now, what technique are each of you going to try and get better at this year, or just learn? What technique are you going to learn? For me, I think we're gonna work on the hairy stuff. You know, I got a hairy worm, some hairy balls, I got some hairy dice, I got anything. If it had hair on it at a show, somebody was trying to sell it to me. Now you take that as you will. Jerk baits and blade baits. You're gonna like a video that's dropping here in the next few weeks, then. Anyone used any Tokyo bonsai rigs? I've used a Tokyo rig a little bit. For me, because of the wire, it's more of like a dirty water sort of deal, or it's grading grass, just flipping in the holes, that sort of stuff. I like it. I like it a lot for that. Jerk baits and blade baits. I'm gonna guess, Douglas, that's blade baits. Jerk wit. Big swim baits for me. I'm gonna throw some bigger swim baits this year. Got some dice too, yeah. Saber Outdoor, big swim baits and glides. Live scope knowledge or devil scope. Okay, hold on. Is it in here? No, it ain't in here, is it? All right. Big Daddy Bates gave me something. I might show it to you. I told Mike I wasn't going to wear it tonight because I didn't want to turn it into to that. Hey, Mike, if you haven't seen the video, I got a real good breakdown on settings and how to use that sort of stuff. Jerk baits. Man, you guys are going to love me then, because I love some jerk baits now.
Hey, when all else fails, use the daggone jerk bait.
He knows. He knows. We couldn't get them to bite the, you know, we were scoping. We couldn't get them to bite the jig head minnow.
Just that erratic action.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's right. So we went to the bluff walls and started catching them, you know. I mean, we were still scoping them. We seen them, you know, we'd kind of go down the bluff wall, eliminate dead water. And when we found them, we figured out they was about that 15 to 18 foot range. And we'd put a few little suspend dots under the throat of a deep diver, and by granny, we started catching a few.
Started slaying them.
Yeah. Skipping a gravity bait. Best skipper ever. I am definitely not a great skipper. I'm okay. I can hold my own. I'll ring the dinner bell a few times if we're talking about skipping under docks. Need to get better fishing jerk baits. Man, I am the channel for you all. I'm just telling you right now. I'm going to have to do a deep dive on jerk baits. Spy baits. Yep. I love me a spy bait. That is a bait that I have. It's probably one of my confidence baits. That and a jerk bait's probably one of my confidence baits. Swim jig and big jig. Big jigs for the summer. I'll give you a tip. Remember, hey, if you haven't seen that video where I talk about when the right time to use a bait, learn how to pick a bait, I put a jig in what I call a hard bait category. So a little less natural, need a little cover, little wind, little, that sort of stuff. I want to get better at dialing in the cheater box. Listen, man, so we're fishing 80 foot of water yesterday, sometimes over 100, but most time we was in 80, 90 foot of water. And I'll be honest with you, I was really mad because I wasn't seeing my bait, and I forgot that I needed to go in and cut up my color gain, cut up my gain, because when you're, I got a 12, and when you've got that kind of setup, the thing that you have to remember is the more water, because we're running out to 120 feet, right? Like I can see my bait at about 100 feet, 115 feet, and the thing is, you got to run a little dirty. That's a key that I tell people when you're fishing depths. Run it dirty, run it fuzzy, because it's going to help you see the bass. I even turned off completely when you've got that much depth on a 12-inch screen. So you're looking, again, I think we had it set for 90 feet, 120 feet out. Turn off your noise reduction. Turn off your noise reduction. There's going to be some stuff, you're going to see some stuff, but you're going to see the fish and your bait much, much better when you're looking at huge chunks of water. I agree, man. Fluke it out. I agree. You say that a lot. You need to put that on a shirt, man. Deepwater game, please. Listen, anything you watch of mine, we're talking deep water, How about Richard? What do you consider deep water? What's up, Drew? We appreciate you. Mr. Bunning, good friend of mine. I've learned a lot from Ben.
What's up, Ben?
What is going on? Ben, you got to change that profile picture so you got that beautiful beard.
I'm trying to catch up.
That's
I've
right.
cut mine twice, but it's going to get there.
Hey, Brian, man, the free rig down where you're at, especially target fishing or fishing in those grass mats going a little bit heavier. Gosh, I'd say that'd have to kill in Florida. What's everyone not using? Oh, there's a good question. So now we've talked about what we want to get better at. What bait over the past, we'll say 2-3 years, have you decided is not worth using anymore? And I'm going to tell you, me and Ben are going to probably agree on this. Ben, let us know. Me and Ben are going to say the Panorama.
Wow.
You know what? Me and Ben was talking about this the other day, and we have not actually seen anybody catch a fish on this. And I've tried.
It looks good.
I mean, I'd eat it.
Great looking bait.
But, not
practical, I don't think it
not to be crude, but if I was a fish, I'd be like a $2 hoe, you know what I'm saying? Everything getting stuck in me. But that's just me. We won't talk about that. Maybe that's too far. I apologize. Well, yeah, I mean, I can skip a jig. I mean, I can, I don't know, the gravity jig is a good one. I can, that's like saying, you can't skip a Cinco, weightless. Or a fluke. A fluke is a great one to skip in the trees. I throw DHL for bass, and a lot of what I see is walleye and crappie. You want to get better and jumping into get multi-species. I accidentally catch walleyes and crappie now. That's that's something we picked up, and again, Ben was the one threading and stitching. Yeah, Ben wants to kind of teach me a little more about that technique. That's one that we're going to mess around with a little bit this year because we got the sabiki rig. So sometimes when you're looking on LiveScope, you can tell, roughly. Like I'm pretty good if it's a thread fin or an alewife. I'm pretty good at being able to distinguish those types of shad. But there's others that we see sometimes, and we're like, "What in the world is that? And what are they doing?" So we're going to kind of go shad fishing. We're going to go bait fish fishing this year. Kind of see what sometimes we're looking at to see if we're right or see if we're wrong. I think that's going to be a good time. Finally bought a Vision 110. What's the best way to get it to suspend rather than slow rise? Heavier hooks. Yeah, I mean, you can replace the heavier hooks on those because they don't tend to rise real quick. You can probably get away with just a heavier hook in the front or one in the back. I like to get them to sink a lot of times because depending on how deep the bass are, I mean, in my lakes, I could be trying to get a jerk bait, to 20 feet down or more. So, I want to get it down there and really harass them. Just try. So your technique is you're just trying to learn the lakes themselves. I understand. There's some big old lakes down there. Not going to use a Ned rig as much. I would say that, but when the spawn for the smallmouth comes, you'll be seeing me use a Ned rig quite a bit. I hate the panorama. It'll never got a single bite. I even bought the bigger ones. Like I'm finally like, okay, I've got the 3 and 4 inch ears. I mean, gosh, they just look like they'd kill, but I can't get a fish to look at them. And I've rigged them 800 different ways. I've rigged them on ball head jigs. I've rigged them on belly weights. I've rigged them on drop shots. I can't get a bite on one. Cannot get a bite on one. My buddy Joey from South Carolina. Murray Saturday. Hey, man, good luck. Be safe. Have fun. Go win that Angler of the Year, brother. Bottom barrel rod and reel combo. I caught them on a Ned when I lived in Oregon, not so much here in Florida. Yeah, I could see how Ned wouldn't play as much in Florida. That's the truth right there. Some are meant to catch fishermen. I'll tell you what, if anybody has seen it, I picked up some of those nasty baits, and I've really got a plan for those this summer. I cannot wait. What's going on, Crazy Tightlines? I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for stopping in and say hi. Deep water over 30. Okay, yeah. In southern New York reservoirs that go to 100. Yeah, same down here, man. We've got some reservoirs that like during summer pool, South Holston, it might close in on 200 feet at the deepest. Yeah, now that's like the deepest. It probably averages right around, I'd say, 130. Springtime, I plan to do a little bit more ultra light in the creeks. That sounds fun. There's been so many crawl baits getting dropped recently. I feel that segment is getting pretty saturated. Yeah, it's getting saturated. The minnow bait part's getting saturated. And unfortunately I just keep buying the damn things.
Big Malone.
Yeah, what is going on, Big Malone? How's it going, man? What's going on, Dave? J Boss? Yeah, it's killing me. It looks more like an owl wife, but I haven't figured. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I ain't got there. I was even taking a hook and rigging it so that it was like, because we were getting bit on spoons. Sorry, I'm not blocking Mike out. He ain't picking his nose. Something. I just got something bit me on the leg. But I was even rigging it like a spoon, curved on some hooks and letting it drop because we were getting bit on, some flutter spoons in the summer. They'd go after that flutter spoon, but they wouldn't touch that. So I don't know. I got to figure it out. About the only thing I've heard anybody really have any sort of, uh, you know, success on. Thank you. Is the drop shot in the thing. So, and to be honest with you, I still ain't really seen anybody do that. What's your go-to color in soft plastics, and what color do you think is overrated? Daniel, I'll be honest with you. I keep my color selections pretty simple.
No.
I mean, yeah, 5, 6 color selections. And it really depends on water. I mean, if I walk out, it's going to be some sort of green pumpkin. As I always say, Gerald Swindell says green or says brown or black. So brown, green pumpkin, black is black or black and blue. I'll always throw in, some sort of watermelon. I'll throw in a white or some sort of offshoot and a transparent of some kind. That's pretty much. I mean, if you can't fish any water with those sort of soft plastics, then there ain't no bass in them. Yeah, exactly. Ben's right. It's beautiful bait. Beautiful bait. I mean, you see it and you think, ooh. I know you fish Holston a lot. Are you going to try and fish Boone? I can't tell you how many people have asked me this, Robbie. And I don't know, man. I've never been a big fan of Boone. I'll tell you what, I'll go fish Patrick Henry most time before I go to Boone. I'm not a night guy, and if you're on that lake where it's just in the center of the Tri-Cities and so small that you're just wishing for death to try and fish that lake. And I think it's going to be even more dangerous now, that a lot of that stuff has grown up. Once everybody who had boats move them back off South Holston and, Cherokee and wherever and put them back on that lake, I think it's going to be even worse during the summertime. I might come fish it maybe a little bit during the winter, but I'm just not a huge fan of Boone. That's just personal. Good striper, good hybrid. Any news about you being able to make the classic? No, they haven't replied, and I'm going to guess paying for my flight and my hotel, probably that bill was a little bit too steep for their taste. So, I'll reach out to them. I'm glad you asked me about that. I'll reach out to them again. But to be honest with you, the company that was asking is a company I don't really care to have anything to do with to begin with. I hope they're not watching. If they pay for me to go out there, I'll go. But that way, because I can't pay for that. The smell of those. Oh, wait, I clicked off that. Look at me, I'm an idiot. They do, man. They do. Might need to soak them. That's a good pickup, 413. Good pickup.
Get you some gulp juice and soak them in it,
Yeah, Josh Jones does pretty good. And Josh is a great angler fishing a great lake, but he's also sponsored by 6 Cents. So, we'll see. We'll see. Red has been my ticket the past 2 weeks here in North Florida. It has worked at night too. Red is a great color to work at night. It's time. It's getting to be that time of year. What's going on, Dave? Malone, Trevor. All right, guys. So here now we've talked about baits. So now let's talk about lakes. So is there a body of water in your area that you want to get better at? And tell me why. Why? What's the reason why you want to get better at that body of water? What part? Give me a little bit of information of why, what it is you're going to try and get better at on that body of water. Yep, black and red flake. Let's see, went out with Matt catching tanks. Catching tanks, he's a good dude, by the way. I need to get up there and go fishing with him. I need to bring him down here on Smith Mountain a couple of weeks to Mickey and A-Rig. All they would hit. That lake right there has exploded. To be honest with you, I've been meaning to come back up there because I've watched it. Smith Mountain got decimated several years back now. It's been a long time. I'm old. By largemouth bass virus. And it has bounced back. And we were talking last night on the BassCast, which will be out Monday, about how it has bounced back. And if you don't literally weigh a 20-pound bag in, you're not even cashing a check. And then on to boot, I kind of hate it because there's going to be several events, bigger events this year that's going to be held on it. So they're going to show it out. I'm very sure how that's going to happen. Talking about that truck, that was a scary. Yeah, man, that was scary. And I was sitting in the living room. The wife was actually in the room right next door. She was working from home at the time, so it could have been very bad. Thank God it wasn't. Nobody was hurt. What video from the past do you think would fail or be mediocre, but ended up being great?
Jigs 101.
No, I kind of knew that was going to be. Video. I knew that was going to be good. It actually took a year before it took off. Oh man, I don't know. I'd have to really sit back and go through and look. There's a lot of videos. Listen, I'll be honest with you. YouTube is like throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks. What sticks and what don't. Sometimes the videos you think are just going to be great, you put a lot of work into them and you think they're going to be awesome, get 0 views. So, YouTube is a fickle lady. But yeah, that takes me back to something I was talking about earlier was, we were talking about YouTube, and that's why I kind of asked what region of the world, because it's so hard to make videos right now that relate, because, we're still, even though we've had a warm up, the bass are really still in winter patterns right now. On the lakes I fish. Now there's some of them coming up and, but like I said, most everything we found yesterday, it was still below 15 feet. We found some shallower bass, some smaller bass. There are always going to be a couple of dinks, up in the shallows, but, everything we found that was anything close to any quality, on South Holston was still pretty deep. And that's weird because, like Brian right now, Brian Lee, you're probably in full on post-spawn, or they're getting ready to move up on the beds in Florida and in places like Texas, and probably even some places in Alabama and Georgia, depending on how far south you are. Some of you guys, like you said, in Michigan, and maybe other states, New York, and Maine, and some of our geeks up into Canada, you're still frozen. So, what I'm making here over the next 2 months won't relate to you for another 3 months or 4 months down the road. So it's so hard to kind of find that middle when it comes to making videos starting for us about right now. It is. It's all time of year and condition. Yeah, red wasn't worth it. Seems like any other color. It is. That's the deal for me. It's always about conditions. Yeah, we were very lucky. Not even the guy got hurt. He got out with a few scratches, but that's about it. All right, Lake Henry, share lunker, 10 pound. The issue is getting them and avoiding all the spotted bass. Hey, Trevor, just between me and you, spotted bass eat as good as a crappie. I didn't say that out loud, but I mean, if they're a nuisance species, like pretty much Tennessee considers them, they're easy to fill a freezer. Let's see. There's a lake by my house. I didn't fish until October of last year. Caught my PB smallmouth. Heck yeah, good job. 4 pounds, 19.25 inches. And lost a bigger one. So, heck yeah. Catching smallies on shallow Fox River in Illinois. I usually just pond hop. That's awesome, man. Changing it up, getting better. If you do get out there, let me know. Yeah, all 22 bags for most of the top fives. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's awesome even right now. 1 10-pounder or 5 2s? Well, I mean, that's easy. I'm going to take a 10 there. I mean, 2s ain't going to even win it. Now, if you'd have said 5 3s, we might start getting, because I look at it from tournament perspectives. 5 3s, 15-pound bag here, you're top 5 99% of the time on the lakes I fish. Which, South Holston, Norris, Watauga, well, not Watauga. They don't have big tournaments on Watauga. Cherokee, Douglas, now Douglas. Well, that's a whole nother story. So, yeah, I'm going to take a 10. 110, yeah, exactly. 110. They have been seen on the beds right now. Exactly. Let's see. Anyone get new rods or reels? That's funny because that was going to be the next question. I got a couple of Dobbins rods. They're slowly becoming my favorite brand of mine. Gear. So not baits, rod, reel, line, maybe even hooks, heads, rigs. What are you going to try out this year? What brand? Maybe you're going to try out some new line. I keep telling you, but I think you ought to try this out. That's my opinion. Best braid around. I keep telling people it's best braid. I'm not a braid guy. I don't use braid, but trust me, best braid around. Dobbins is good rods. They're a little on the softer side for me. And that's something funny. I'll tell you, I was talking to a rod company about this a little while back. It's funny. You can tell almost what region of the country a rod manufacturer's in by how soft or stiff their lines are overall. Like if you find rods from Texas, they're generally going to be on the stiffer side of things, a little heavier. I mean, look, it's Texas. You get a rod company from like Carolina or from California, for whatever reason, they tend to be a little softer because they like to crank and finesse fish a lot. As cold as it was here in January, it's hard to believe that some are on the beds. That is crazy. Let's see. Central Florida. My newest rod is the BFS Dobbins. I got a BFS. I'm gonna have to put that to work this year, and I think I'm gonna put it more to work. Not really throwing BFS baits, but just throwing stuff I'd normally throw on a uh, a spinning rod, for example. I got some new rods. I've got some Fitzgerald, some Cashin. Been playing around with Dobbins. Still love my TFOs, of course, man. They're my go-to in a lot of different stuff. But we're toying around with some different rods. Shawnee County, almost in Georgia. What's fishing like down there? Citrus County. In 1990. I'm going to try more BFS stuff out. My technique would be good this time of year, getting better. Yep. Man, I hate that you're laid up, Glenn. That sucks. Listen, we had the stomach flu. I don't mean to be, norovirus or whatever they call it. I don't mean to be too gross, but by the end of the week, I didn't have any clean underwear. You know what I'm saying? Got a bunch of new stuff this year. I'm thinking going to get a new rod and reel this year, probably a Daiwa. Got an Akuma X Series rod. Man, Akuma makes some good rods. They really do. They make a couple of good spinning rods, and Daiwa's a great reel. Speaking of which, I picked up a couple of I was really surprised. I picked up a couple of their bait casters last year, and that's the Fitzgerald bait caster, and I was really surprised by that. And I picked up a couple of their spinning rods or spinning reels, so I can't wait to try them out. I am becoming an Arc fan. Arc makes some good rods. They make good stuff. Bait Fuel. You gonna try that out? That's a good one. Any sense of what kind of rods, reels, hooks, heads are you thinking about trying out? Line? Anybody gonna try a new line? Bought me a Mega Bass. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Or Rachi. Okay. Double X. Ronin to jerk. Oh, there you go. Oh, man. I got something, by the way. Video coming out on something specifically that you might really love on South Holston. Picked up a couple of big swim bait rods recently. I got a Dobbins Champion. Small soft baits, mid-sized glides, an Akuma glide. I got an Akuma, I think, and I think I got a Daiwa, big heavy Daiwa rod for my big ones. Heard reports of bass on the beds on the lower end of Lake Norman. Wow, okay, that's surprising. Joe Burns rods, you gonna try those out? And I haven't heard about those. I call a 6-inch Huddy small. Yeah, Huddleston. I mean, yeah, it's pretty normal size. I mean, I picked up a bunch of 9 inches. When it comes to glides, to me, I know when you're getting started, and I tell people, listen, if I give you one bit of advice about starting with swim baits, do yourself a favor. I know everybody wants to talk about starting out with a 6-inch or 4-inch. Yeah, that's fine. Get to a 9-inch fast, because you're going to see bass react to those 9 inches way more than you're going to see a 4, 5, 6, or 7. 7 and 8, you'll see some, but those 9-inch glides and chops, that's where you, in my opinion, where you want to be. Start with a mono 20-25 pound test, so you don't snap it right off. A lot of people talk about braid, but I think when you're first starting, do not start with braid. And think about it as a hard bait. think about it as a hard bait. When you're learning, think about it as a crankbait. Think about it as a spinnerbait. You need chop. You need a little dirtier water. You need a little bit of cover. You need the right setting, because I've even seen Ben Milliken say, look, this does not look natural. It is not natural. It does not look natural. I don't care. You cannot make a hard bait, no matter how good it is painted or looks as natural as a soft bait. You just can't do it. And so treat it. Don't go out there and throw it on a hard day and be like, oh, don't go out there and throw it all day. Don't go out there and take nothing else but that. Pay attention to the conditions, because it's going to make the difference whether you really gain confidence or whether you get burnt out of trying. And could have had fun catching them on something else. Going to Soho. With the rain, I don't know. It might change it. I don't know if it's going to change any water temps right now, but I don't know. Mid-lake was good for us yesterday. We went all the way down the lake and found a couple of things, but it just depends on how you want to fish. Probably going to be there's a couple of spots where they're deeper, but they're not out there munching yet. They're not out there munching. We fished out deep for a little while, and I just got tired of it. It's a lot of balls of shad, but there wasn't a whole lot of bass with them, at least in the first spot. Now the second spot we found a little bit more. I picked up some new Lew's LFS reels at Knoxville. Yeah, I still haven't got to try the new Lew's that I picked up. The new LFS, or whatever they want to call them, Speed Spoil. They're not called an LFS. That was a profile. Sorry to just call. It's always somebody out there wants to correct you. It's like calling a rattle. It's like calling a red eye shad a rattle trap. You know what I'm saying? Or some other chatterbait. Always some sort of grammar police out there. But yeah, you should check it out. Adventures with Bob, got to meet him. He's got a big channel, guys. Make sure you go check him out. Great family, great guy. Got to meet him. Hope you're doing good, Mr. Hobbs. What do I think of a wake bait? I love wake baits. Now, I don't throw real big ones, but I do love a wake bait for sure. One of my favorite wake baits is actually a jerk bait, and I know this company probably wants to punch me in the mouth every time I say this, but it is, whoa! Okay. So, yeah. That was weird. Let's see if we come back here. Somebody pull the plug on us?
Oh.
Still 41. We are here, guys. I don't know that we have. There we go. I do not know what happened. Hey, guys, let us know if we're still here.
He said Walmart internet.
Okay, that was weird. Like I don't know what happened.
Bell show. Somebody pulled the plug. What was we talking about? Aliens?
Yeah. Apparently, somebody didn't like that we were talking about Starlink or something. I don't know.
I think it was them wake baits.
Oh yeah, the wake of someone.
It might be.
Oh, that's what it was. The company, yeah, they we were the long A. They've hacked us. They didn't like that I was going to say that we didn't like them as a jerk bait, but they're a great wake bait. Smallmouth love them. So,
gotcha.
Yep, thin fin. Now, what thin fin? What are you talking about, Ben? What is that exactly? Those proficiency rods. I have not got to try those. Those are on the list. Lord Jensen Speed Trap is a great bait, by the way. BFS is fun, making a dink feel like it's huge. Landed a 7.5 channel cat. Oh God, that sounds like us last year on Norris Lake. We were out trying to learn a little bit about that lake, get a little bit better at that lake, and we were catching, 10 to 14 pound striper on 8 pound test with like 2/0 hooks. We use red worms.
Never retied either.
Yeah, never even retied. So if you want to know how good K9 Pro 100 fluorocarbon is, go watch that video because I never even retied, not once. A-rig's good this time of year. I love an A-rig. You'll got a video coming out on that.
We had a few bots on it.
First gen, $24 at Walmart. That is a steal. Go buy them. I have not tried the graph shad yet. I have not. Oh, sorry, skipped through you. Good deal, man. It's a pleasure meeting you guys too. That was fun. That was a good time. Yep, we have audio. We're back. Awful dark. Sometimes we go dark, guys. Ark and Akuma. Yep, we're back. Oh, that was me. See, look there. We're back. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just it went dark like everything. I don't know if it was the computer that went crazy. Everything just went down. It didn't restart. It was just like, it just said, nope. Let's see. I love BFS, but I'm a tournament. I'm using spinning gear better than dragging. Yeah. Okay. That's good info right there. Going to try the Juke. Yeah. Style heads. That's a good one. Hair down here. See what I like the Juke heads. Yeah, he would love my hat.
Greatest comment of the day.
I'll unveil the hat here pretty soon. Big shout out to Big Daddy Bates for hooking me up with the hat. Well, I don't know. You entertain them for a minute. Let me go get it.
I'll go get it.
Oh, you want to go get it? All right. Thank you. I think it's hanging up in there. So I'll show you that. Yeah. I did not see. You did not see what I commented. Well, put it back in there. Let us know. If I've skipped you, I'm sorry, brother. Crystal clear, Bristol, Tennessee. It is. Rained all day here. What's your top 3 tied on right now? Okay, so I won't name brands because I'm back. Well, okay. So I'll go with techniques. So number 1 is a ball head jig. I mean, it's number 1 with the Highlands Lakes I'm fishing. I mean, they're out deep. They're out in the middle. They're feeding. Ball head jig. 2 different ball heads. We're going to be using the Angler Tungsten, which I love a ton. It's got the screw lock keeper. Works great. And eyes on it. And it's tungsten, of course. So anything that's not a Laztec up, and from a 1/2 ounce up, that's what I'm going to be using. The Queen's Tackle Rolling Strolling head will be right behind that. And that's going to be, a bait that if I feel like they want a lot of action, we got some stuff coming out on that. And then the Queen's Tackle at like 3/4, 1 ounce. We'll use that when they're ultra deep. I'm going to tip that. Demiki for my small stuff. The Z-Man, or not the Z-Man, but the Strike King Baby 2. I just love that gray color that they have. Let's see. Ramsey Baits, their FF sonar minnow. There's some good colors in there that I like to use this time of year. And then, or the FF sonar minnow from Yum. Ramsey Baits, they make me a gray one that I like. And then I just kind of do this rotation through baits. And then who's the other one? Well, that's it. That's it. Them jerk baits. It's going to be the Vision 110 Junior. Going to be 2 colors: Elgy Bone, Matte Shad, and it's going to be the Deep, the 110 plus one. And then the other that I don't have the box in here is the new Flashpoint Deep. So we really were playing with that from Yum, or not Yum, from Booyah the other day. So that's a big one. Really like that. That's those. So a jerk bait, and then three. I've got to bounce back and forth between. Oh gosh, I'll run through. Man, this gets tough right here. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to rig it 3 different ways, and it just depends on if they're sucked to the bottom or not. It can be a shaky head. It can be a I don't know. Was it hanging up in there? You know where the Alexa is? Huh. I don't know. Well, we can't find my hat. I know where it's at. It's out in the daggone truck.
Is it?
Yep.
Go through and get it.
You don't have to, man.
I won't smoke cigarette.
But some sort of worm, really like the Haymaker from J Bros. Some sort of worm. It's either going to be Texas rig, shaky head, drop shot. So that right now, that's going to be. Give us some Highland Reservoir pro tips for spring. Have your jig head minnow ready. It just is what it is. Have your jig head minnow, your finesse swim bait, and just be ready. It's for spring. I mean, it just is what it is now. We used to fish for them in open water blind. Now we do it with some eyes. And if you don't have it, be ready. Find flats. Cycle through when you get there. Find flats close to deep water. Find bluffs with spawning pockets on either end, because they'll start in the middle and they'll move to the ends. We started seeing some of that yesterday. They're already moving to the ends, and more are going to come. We're starting to see that movement with this little warm front that's come through. And that was a jerk bait. You can crank, you can throw, neds, worms, a lot of different ways to skin a cat, as the old saying goes. I'd say it was foggy this morning. I'd say you were lucky that, you're lucky. Just need to make sure your bilge pump was working this morning. And an A-rig. And when a lot of people are throwing an A-rig, anytime I've got an A-rig, I've got a single swim bait tied on to if I'm fishing banks. And throw different colors. Everybody wants to throw a white on an A-rig. It's kind of a default. Don't just go with that. A-rig, Damiki, and shaky head. You're exactly right. There's Highland Reservoir all day long. Yeah, winter's not over. Hurricane, buck bass will be pulling up. They'll pull up and pull back off a lot. Jerkbait jig and sinking and shaking a minnow. Yep.
Greatest personal assistant ever.
Greatest personal assistant ever. Here, I'll show you the hat. Shout out again to my guys at Big Daddy's. There you go. Spotlighter. Hey, Randy, you watching, boy? Randy's rolling over in his chair right now. Have you tried the Scots? No, I have not tried the Scottsboro's new minter. I have not. Hey, Saberman, we appreciate you, brother. Yep, blade baits, man. So hard to beat a blade bait. So hard, especially the Demiki Vault, man. That is one of the best blade baits on the market. What is going on, man? Hey, better late than never, Adventures. Hope you're doing well, man. Tight line, yep, tight line, and I'm going to give it away. Tight line and a gulp minnow. Listen, boys, I'm going to tell you this right now. Sometimes, when everything else fails, eat with four-face sonar. If you're shaking a minnow, I'm going to tell you this right now. Put on a gulp minnow. Put it on. They will bite that before they'll bite anything else. That is no joke. Musk. Storm they found lipless. Man, you just throwing stuff out there random right now. Don't tread on me. I love it. I love it. Man, I'm so mad at myself right now. I heard something last night and I thought, man, that is going to be a new shirt that I'm going to make. And I was like, I don't have to write that one down because it's like obvious, but I've never seen a shirt. And now I can't remember it. So there you go. Thanks to me. So I'm sorry, I don't have a new shirt. By the way, Mike ain't got it on. I ain't got mine in here. Hey, go out. Here. Here's exactly what I'll do. I got in a fight with my trolling motor yesterday. I'll show you guys this. I was vertical Demiki, old school Demiki rigging. I'm not flipping you off. Understand? I'm not flipping you off when I show you this. But I like the back rail switch. Okay, so I'll leave it going. So wasn't paying no attention. Wind was blowing a little bit. What happens? Line gets in the troll motor. Happens. Here's the aftermath of that. It doesn't look as bad on camera. Of course, I think like y'all said, our camera isn't really the greatest. But yeah, thought I broke it. Swelled up pretty good. About tore the fingernail off. I'm pretty sure I'll lose that. Believe it or not, you can't see, but the line literally sawed into the tip of my finger. Again, that canine fluorocarbon. I kind of wished it would have broke right there.
From hooks and hands line.
Yeah, it would have been better if it would have just went ahead and broke because I wouldn't have bled as much. Let's see. All right, here. I do want to look, guys. Do me a favor. This helps out the channel a lot. Now, we got big plans for the website. I'm not going to talk about them right now because is it this one? Well, how do you get to that? There we go. All right, so check it out. You come here, you go to the gear tab, and there you go. Okay, maybe. We got the beanies. We got the old school shirts. We got the new ones. We got the new stickers. These are cut out, by the way. That does not look like that, I promise. They are actually cut better. I don't know why they do that. But yeah, go check it out. You got some kids. Hey, we got shorts. I love the shorts. Got to fix mine, though. I put them in the dryer and forgot to tie my little pull strap. But, we got whatever you want. Go check it out. Several colors in the beanies. And we do have, where's the other one at? No. Oh, God, I got to go back the hard way. Well, I thought I had the one that had BassGeek across it, too. But apparently I do not. So, Anyway, we'll get that done. Three colors in the hats. I gotta order me a new hat anyway. That's the one I like. But anyway, check it out, y'all. It does help. We do appreciate it, you know. And we love to see you guys, man. A lot of guys come up wearing the new, I call it the Catch More Fish shirt because we won't say the Wiser company that really, done it. But we figure, their light company kind of screwed it up. So we just went ahead and put their stuff to good use for us. Yes, in gulp jars. That's a great tip. Yeah, my tip is hurt. I didn't think I was going to be able to fish anymore that day. It was very painful. I have some of Debo's in a gulp bag. There you go. There you go. I'm telling you, man, those minnows. Now they get real soft in the summertime. So in the summertime, they're a little harder to deal with. They come off pretty easily, but other than that, it's just is what it is. Well, guys, we've been on here for about an hour and a half. Anybody got any other questions you want to ask? Anything you want to know about? Remember, we've got the new BassGeek box video from Tackle Warehouse coming out here probably in about a week or two. It is ordered. It is coming. Mend it to the jig head. Yep, I agree. A little bit of super glue, a little bit of mend it. That always works. Gonna do a giveaway with that hat. Man, come on now. I mean, the truth is truth. I'm a spotlighter. I ain't gonna lie about it. It is an underrated color. Scupper Dog is a very underrated color. Like it in a little bit dirtier, lower light. Love the Mickey. I've been doing that for years. Love it. Baits that we commonly catch bass on. I mean, there's a ton of different baits. It just depends on time of year and where we're at. I mean, it can go anything from jigs to jerk baits to spinner baits to swim baits to spy baits to jig head minnows, grubs. I mean, sometimes it just depends on what I want to do when I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I just like to go out and catch fish doing different things. To be honest with you, it's why I'm a horrible tournament angler, because I get really bored just throwing a few things here and there. My thought on scent and plastic is when the bite's tough, I use it. I think scent works. And to be honest with you, like one of my favorite things to do is take it's called XXX smelly jelly, shad. And I'll put a little extra, a little bigger glitter in it, mix it up. Comes with a little bit of glitter in it anyway, so you don't have to, but and on those, I love to throw like 6-inch soft plastic swim baits. And when you throw that, it's I think when they come up and just nip at a swim bait, first off, the glitter flies off like it would if it was scales, and then they generally come back for it. I have not tried the thump gel, but there is a jar jelly that I like. It's called Jar Jelly FFS, and that's what I've been using. And I've tried a bunch of the other ones. I've not tried the thump gel, but so far for me, that jar jelly forward-facing sonar has outperformed all of them. I do need to pick up some of the thumb gel. I have not tried the mooch minnows yet. Baits that catch crappie and other species. I mean, there's a lot of different baits. Like, again, a jighead minnow, a grub. It's very like the teeny tiny swim baits. Smaller jerk baits will catch a lot of crappie. Blade baits will catch a lot of crappie. Spoons.
You just gotta think how small a crappie's mouth compared to the bass. So finesse baits, right?
Yes, sir. Smelly jelly. First mate Mike. That is true. That is so true. I'm going to try it out. I'm not saying it don't. I just want to see. But again, geeks, we appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with us. We hope to get to do a little more of the live stream stuff. I know this is just kind of random, and that's probably what you're going to get out of us for the most part. We're just going to drop in random. We try our best to keep the channel from being, we just talk about fishing. Every type that we can do, we just talk about fishing. We don't want it to be a place where we're having to pull controversy to get clicks. Sometimes I'll say stuff, and you got to forgive me because sometimes I have an opinion, and we know what opinions are like. Everybody has one. So, and if you don't, you should see a doctor about that. I don't know what to tell you on that one. But, we want to talk about fishing, talk about baits, talk about techniques. And I hope me and Mike both are excited about this year. We've talked about it. We are just excited to be able to start getting some more fishing videos out there and some more stuff that we learn, because the whole goal for us to go full time on this channel is not about money or any of that. It's about us getting out there and putting more time in on the water, learning more stuff, and sharing that stuff with you all to make everybody a better angler. So we can hear more people complain about how tough the bite is, because we want to help. We want to help make it tougher on everybody. But no, I'm kidding. But we do want to help everybody out and, bring you some new baits, bring you some new techniques, make you think about using things differently. And I've got to say one thing. I can't believe the Twitch bait video. That's a video that didn't do well, that I thought was going to do real well, because we talk about jerk baits all the time. These are basically jerk baits you can get to any depth level. And I literally am putting a rod and reel combo together just for those. So if you want to see something, especially you guys, you spotlighters out there, and even the ones that aren't, you want to see some baits. And we talk about a group of them. We didn't get all of them, but we've got several. The one that I really hate I missed was one by Yozuri, and I want to check that one back out. But I'm telling you right now, go check that video out. That is a bait that is going to become a bigger and bigger, quieter and quieter bait that not a lot of people are going to be sharing. I'm just telling you, not a lot of people are talking about it right now, because it's a bait that can be fished at so many depth levels and so erratically. Again, me and Berkeley, not friends. More on their side than mine, but the finisher is one of those baits we talk about in that video, and that bait is pretty sweet. And I've seen a lot of big time YouTubers kind of get it wrong in some videos on that bait. So that's another video if you want to go watch. Know some guys that talk about not being able to walk the dog with the smaller one. Well, they must not have been holding their mouth right. That's all I can tell, because it works. We got videos to prove it. But yeah, go check them out. So the Jackal Riser, oh man, I wished I could tell you something. By March, we'll be able to tell you a little something. Just know, Brian Lee, Jackal Riser is coming out with a version that is going to compete with the Credge. Not quite as small, and they already seen me some. So just know there's something coming from Jackal. There's a lot of good stuff from Jackal. I can't never remember what it's called. The fry, Mike. What's it called? The shad fry or whatever. Boys, we're going to do a video on that. That is going to bank anglers and scopers. It is going to make you go, ooh. A little technique I've been using now for a little over a year. And listen, the Sakamata shad is great, but you want something to really roll and you ain't even got to shake it. I'm about to show y'all something. Ain't even got to shake it. You can fish it like a swim bait. And it's pretty crazy. All right. Yep, the riser did come out first. But now you're talking about, Brian, you're not talking about, the finisher is different than a Credge. The Credge is their version of the riser. The riser. Oh, man, those biz baits are, they're good stuff. Biz baits, hopefully you'll be seeing some stuff. They're going to be dropping a new bait with us. So, that's and it's going to be a biggie. So it's going to be something again that's pretty neat. Good night, Mike. Good night, everybody. We love all you geeks. Listen, like I always say, man, there's not a daggone thing special about me. It's just you all being there. Please help us grow the channel. Help me live my dream. I'm just a goofy redneck that loves to do and talk about fishing. And you all are the reason I'm here. There's no other reason but you all. There is not a daggone thing special about me other than you all. These companies would never talk to me and help me get stuff out to you all without you all watching. You're the most important thing. You geeks, you bass geeks out in the world are by far the only reason that I get to live the dream that I'm living right now. So thank you very much. Just means the world to me. I appreciate you all more than I can ever say or put into words. All right, but now I got to go to my mom's and help her hook up a surround sound speaker. So I'll see you later.